It is my belief that we are part of a movement that is greater and deeper and broader than we ourselves know or can know. It flies under the radar of the media by and large. It is nonviolent. It is grassroots. It has no cluster bombs, no armies, and no helicopters. It has no central ideology. A male vertebrate is not in charge. This unnamed movement, you can clap for that, the unnamed movement is the most diverse movement the world has ever seen. The very word movement, I think, is too small to describe it. No one started its worldview. No one is in charge of it. There is no orthodoxy. It is global, classless, unquenchable, and tireless. The shared understanding is arising spontaneously from different economic sectors, cultures, regions, and cohorts. It is growing and spreading worldwide, with no exception. It has many roots, but primarily the origins are indigenous culture, the environment, and social justice movements. Those three sectors and their subsectors are intertwining, morphing, enlarging. This is no longer or simply about resources or infractions or injustice.
My appeal is, if to justify the totality of human being, we need to have two kinds of business, at least two kinds of business. A business which centers around me, that's a profit maximizing business. It's all about me. I want to make money. And the other business is kind of a reverse of it. It's all about others, nothing about me. That I'm calling social business. Business to do good to people, to do good to the planet, without any intention of financially benefiting out of it. And if you feel that urge, you can create that company, stay with the company. As investors, we can take back whatever money we have invested, nothing more than that.
Take an illiterate woman and make her into an engineer in 6 months and show that she can solar electrify a village.
Social entrepreneur Bunker Roy founded the Barefoot College in 1972, looking to use traditional knowledge and sustainable technology to help this impoverished desert region. Students are mostly women, some are grandmothers. Hundreds have come here from villages across India and a dozen countries to learn how to install and maintain solar energy systems in rural areas. Even though it's sophisticated coursework, the only prerequisite for admission to the Barefoot College is that there are no prerequisites, not even to speak the language.
The first time they spoke in Arabic.
Until we arrived with a translator, these Mauritanian women who'd been here 4 months hadn't spoken to anyone else in their native Arabic. But the college's founder says language is not a barrier to learning.
In 1986, no one ever thought of solar electrification. It was far too expensive. But today, we have 50 kilowatts of panels on our roofs. All our 20, 30 computers, electronic machine, telephone exchange, all works off solar. Today.
So here it is, you can check I'm short, I'm French. Actually, I have a pretty strong French accent, so that's going to be clear in a moment. Maybe a sobering thought is something you all know about. And I suspect many of you give something to the people of Haiti this year. And it's something else that I believe in the back of your mind you also know is every day 25,000 children die of entirely preventable causes. That's a Haiti earthquake every 8 days. And I suspect many of you probably gave something towards that problem as well. But somehow it doesn't happen with the same intensity. So why is that? Well, here's a thought experiment for you. Imagine you have a few $1 million that you've raised. Or maybe you're a politician in a developing country and you have a budget to spend, you want to spend it on the poor. How do you go about it? Do you believe the people who tell you that all we need to do is to spend money, that we know how to eradicate poverty, we just need to do more? Or do you believe the people who tell you that aid is not going to help, on the contrary, it might hurt, it might exacerbate corruption, dependence, etc.?
People laughed at Blake when his idea was to start a shoe company basically where he gave away shoes for every pair that was sold. People laughed and said that was ridiculous. It's more about putting other people ahead of you.
The world has finally woken up to what needs to happen, and RMI is the perfect organization to solve that.
The green moment has come, and RMI is a hugely credible, important voice in helping to set and calibrate agendas, and then with a focus on implementation.
Solving problems around energy efficiency and climate change and all the other things that you can solve. And I think that total view is the thing that is most energizing and exciting about the work of RMI.
It's hard to visualize what the future is going to look like. But we at Rocky Mountain Institute are trying to design a new type of life for all of us.
The world we're striving for is secure, that is, it is free from fear of privation or attack, so that there is enough for all, forever.
Trying to create buildings that are regenerative, that produce more energy than they use, or create clean water, and we want to do it in a way that is convincing to the rest of the world, so we inspire key decision makers to make a difference in their buildings.
I think when we look back on the first 50 years, we'll really be able to say that we made a big difference and that we set out in the world ideas, practical achievements, and people that will enable our peers and successors to build on what we've achieved.
And we were told that salvation would be found in the domination of a single system. This is where salvation will be found. We know that as biologists, we know that as community organizers, we know that as ecologists. It's found in diversity. This movement is humanity's immune response to resist and heal political disease, economic infection, and ecological corruption caused by ideologies. So it is up to us to decide, how will we be? Who will we be? This is what it is we're building, the capacity to respond. It is about possibilities and solutions. Humankind knows what to do.